Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? It's funny. So I brushed and I braided my hair earlier, and then I ran out to grab some milk. And it was so windy outside. I'm like, maybe I should and I'm like, I don't want to rebrush my hair. It's fine. But it's hi. Oh, did you hear me talking to my Someone got very excited when he heard me talking to myself. Hi, are you saying hi to everyone, Marley? Say hi. I know, I'm the cutest boy in the world. I know it. And the prettiest girl in the world is officially up for adoption. That's right, Miss Olivia is now adoptable. So now you can put in an application for Miss Olivia. I know. Now, you do have to live in Ontario. I know, you are just the precious baby girl. Yeah, you are. I love you. She is the cutest. I'm very, very proud of her. She's come a very long way since we picked her up. So, and she's going to make someone very, very happy. Aren't you, baby girl? Yeah, you are. She's like, oh, just come and pet me. So, really quickly, if you did not make it to the stream last week, I am traveling all January. I have MagFest, and then I'm driving to California to go to Road to California. And then I'm taking my people to Disney for 2 days because, thank you for driving across the country and doing stuff with me kind of thing, right? And then we're coming back, and I'm going to go home for about a week and a half, and then going back to Maryland for KatsuCon. So because of that, I can't stream at all in the month of January. So I will be streaming the first and the second weekends of February. The first and second Thursdays in February. The first Thursday is going to be block number 4 for January. And then the second Thursday of February will be block number 5. So instead of splitting it into 2 weeks, we're just going to have it all in one stream, all in 4 hours on one day. So if you are replaying these as a class, or if you're joining us live, please make a note of it. I have updated my website so that you can take a note of that. There's a chance I may do the same thing in March because I have a quilt guild down in Virginia that wants me to speak on, of course, their meetings are on Thursdays. So we're figuring it out to see if I can move it to one of the other thing and just do a solid 4 hours like I'm doing in February. So I will let you guys know whenever in February, whenever we have those classes, what we're doing. All right, so now last week, we went through the first 2 pages of block number 3, the pumpkin. We laid out all of our pieces. As you see, we've got all our pieces laid out. And now, this week, we are going to pick it up. We're going to pick up and sew all of those together. And we're going to do all of the assembly work today. As soon as I know, when Miss Alvane is here, in fact, let me just double check quickly. Make sure that she is around. And then we can get started. Yay! We're doing hamster. All the sewing. Oh, and by the way, if you are joining me live, okay, cool. Miss Alvane is here. You're caught up, working ahead. Nice. Oh, Terry, what kind of machines do you carry? Are you a Bernina, a Janome, Brother, Baby Lock? What kind of machines do you guys carry at your store? Also, Miss Alvane is here, so we can get started on that. But before I forget, if you have not yet voted, we did our next sewing competition this past Saturday. Looney Loomworks was a winner. We have had now 5 races. No, 6. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We've had 6 races and 6 different winners. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited. And it's super, yeah. Isn't it socials with an S? I thought. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. No, it is social. It just takes forever. It just takes forever. Why That's so weird. Facebook. It's, yeah, that's a really weird one. Yeah. Oh, the Everstone. I love the Everstone machines, Terry. So if anyone is looking for a really great starter machine, the Everstone are an amazing, amazing starting machine. They're really, really good. Ooh, you know what? I have a friend of mine that swears by Jukies. I have never had the pleasure of sewing on one, but yeah. Oh, and then long arms. One of these days I may get a long arm. I'm thinking I may get a mid arm, but I need room. The kids got to move out first. The kids got to move out. Once the kid moves out, then maybe I can get myself a long arm or a mid arm. Yeah, maybe we'll see. Yeah, I love Everstone. Everstones are just, they're great. They're great starter machines. And they do a really, really good job with them. And the nice thing about them is they have the Bernina chassis. So they've got a nice strong base to start with. And they're just great machines. So, all right. You guys, you want to get started? You wanna continue on sewing this thing? Now remember, the condensed version of this, that if you have anyone in your stores that are following along with us, the condensed version is going to be available this upcoming Tuesday. I'm going to edit all the things down, edit all this chatting out that I'm talking with you guys, and it'll be just the tutorial. So, oh, and next Thursday, I'm going to be filming new tutorials. The first one I'm going to be doing is ways you can store your fabric. I've asked in my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group to show me pictures of how you organize your fabrics. If you want credit, of course I'll credit you or put links or anything else. And then I'm just going to talk about the different ways we can store fabric. I'm going to show how you use boards, the fabric wraps, things like that, all sorts of things. So I'm doing that next Thursday. Now I am going to have time for a second tutorial for filming, so I'll be filming at least 2 that night. If you have ideas for what you want me to do, if there's anything that you've been waiting for me to do a tutorial on, let me know, and I can possibly add that. So, see, and that's what I'm thinking too, Terry, is a nice sit-down long arm. It would just, that'd be so nice, just to get that set up upstairs. Man, yeah. I'm going to steal the kid's room when she moves out and put a mid-arm or a long arm, hopefully, in there. That's my plan. That's my plan, right, Marley? I love you, baby. Is that my plan? So, yeah, that's my plan. All right, let's get moving on here. So let me hit start recording so I don't have to download this for when I do my editing this weekend. Oh, and then we'll do that. We'll switch it on over here. All right. And we already did our horizontals, right? Was there a horizontal? Oh, yes. These are the horizontals. That's right, because so if you weren't here last week, and you're not going to watch the condensed video, the reason why these two were horizontals, the 2 orange and green combinations right there, was because it's the only place in the entire quilt that has these 2 combinations. So I didn't want to cut 2 strips just for 2 pieces. I've learned the hard way from the first quilt along we did. We've streamlined this one so it's a lot nicer and it's a lot easier in order to figure those things out. All right, so let's get started on this. Where is my perfect? So now let's pin this. I'm going to start at the bottom because whenever I like to pin my blocks and my quilts, I like to start from the bottom and work my way up. I just figure it's a lot easier so I'm not leaning over and possibly grabbing pieces and pulling them off. So starting with row number 9, remember I said when you're laying these out, you want to take a look at the direction that the arrows are going. The arrows are super, super important because we want to make sure that our rows are nested. So row number 9, the arrow is going to the right. So what I do in order to make it efficient for sewing and for ironing is I pick up the right piece, I flip it over that left piece, and then I pin it into place. Because after I sew this, I'm immediately going to take the stack over to the ironing board and iron it. So if I take this and I iron it, well then the seam is going to point that way. So if I iron it this way, the seam is going to point that way, which is going that way, to the right. So for this one, so I'll show you what I mean. We're taking the right over the left and pinning it into place. Now whenever you have a combo like this, remember we talked about nesting those seams. So we want to make sure that those two seams are perfectly lined up just like that. So you see how those seams are going in opposite directions? So we want to make sure that it's lined up, and then I like to put a pin right in there so it doesn't slide and move as I'm sewing it. And then pinning that into place. All right, and then same things, right over left. Whenever you are trying to line up those seams, I always like to move it around, and I use my finger to make sure you can feel when it's locked into place. And then once it's locked into place, you can pin that. And then of course the last two pieces are right here. So right over left and into place. So row number 8, our arrow is pointing to our left. And because our arrow is pointing to our left for row number 8, I'm going to take that left piece and I'm going to flip it over that right piece and then pin it into place. Now in this case, I have a single seam right there with a part right there. I am still going to put a pin in the seam that's in the center, and that's because when I'm sewing it, I don't want that seam to flip open or flip the opposite way and get sewn like that. Because when it's flipped the opposite way like that, you're adding some extra bulk to your actual quilt top, and your long armor will not love you. You want to try to reduce the bulk as much as possible, which is why normally with other quilts, you may iron your seams open. However, with pixel quilting, it's important that you iron your seams to the side and you iron it to the way that the arrow goes, because you want those perfect points every single time. Now, as you are ironing as you are pinning these rows, if you get an odd number out, so as I'm doing these, you may see I may get an odd piece that I can't pin with another piece. That is perfectly fine. Just set it aside. Don't worry about it. And the next pass, so I call every time we go through and sew these together a pass. During the next pass, we make sure that we include that piece. And I'll show you how we do that whenever we get to that next pass. In fact, it didn't even plan it this way, but row number 8 has one of these. So it looks like row number 8 has an odd number out. So you see this little piece right there? So it's an odd number. So after I pin this, I'm just going to set this aside, and then I'm going to take this odd piece and just set that right there. So that I'm going to go ahead and finish pinning all of these rows. I'm going to speed up the video, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how we're going to sew these and then how we're going to iron them. All right, let me catch up on chat. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, Terry, is it's the entire quilt. There's not another green and orange combined thing. We actually, some of the design choices that we made with this quilt were because of, oh, well, that single lonely piece is the only one of that. Okay, can we change this color? Or maybe the background. We had originally a different color and we changed it to the color we have now, because it made more sense for the overall pattern of the actual quilt along. So like I said, things we've learned, if you make a retro quilt, the retro gaming quilt along, there's a lot of odd pieces, a lot of scrap fabrics, a lot of that stuff you'll have sitting around there. This one is much, much better. And then, of course, this is your verbal reminder. If you are watching live, make sure you take your mouse and you hover over the bottom left of the screen. So kind of like like somewhere like right here, somewhere down there. And make sure you hit that live button. And then that, because I see there's 10 playbacks, meaning there's 10 people that are kind of like way behind and not interacting live. So if you want to interact live, make sure you click that live button to make sure that you are as far as possible with that live stream. Okay, let's keep pinning these. All right, so row number 7 is going this way. So right over left, and then pinning into place. You know, part of me remembers whenever I did the video filming for the retro gaming quilt along, I actually did the entire class all in one stream. And I was really tired. It was, you know, but then part of me is like, I kind of liked doing it all in one go. So we'll see how February and March go. And I may just move some of the dates to just be a single stream. Because I don't think that there are any, the stores that signed up, because of all of the things happening in the world right now, I don't think anyone actually is doing live classes. I think they've just given the YouTube link to the people that are participating so that they can either watch the edited video or watch the live one on their own. Hold on, I think I was talking. All right, so I've got that. And it's going this way. Nope, that's right. Okay, so right over left. It was just this piece that I got confused, and I hadn't done anything yet. So, hey, Erica! How are you today? There we are. You know, it's interesting. I had someone make a public comment on Nicole's, not even mine, because so on the back of our patterns we have my information, we have Nicole's information, because Nicole does the actual artistic design work for these. I do all the patterns, I do all of the actual figuring out, okay, well, this is how it's going to become a pattern, these are the things we have to change, and I edit and do things like that. But these are completely Nicole's ideas. And of course we're business partners, and that's what we do. So I had someone not even message, but like do a review on Nicole's page saying that my patterns are horrible and nothing lines up and the sizes are not correct and don't buy the patterns. So I'm like, okay, well, number one, why would you message Nicole? Why would you review Nicole? It's not... I've got my email right on the patterns if you need help. I've got all my information. We have tutorials, things like this. And so I reached out to her, and, well, the first complaint that she had was the sizes weren't correct. The sizes were going to be like, were this. And I asked her if she put on the borders. No, she didn't put the borders on yet. Well, that's why the size wasn't correct. So I explained that to her. And then she said, well, nothing's lining up. Nothing is good. And I said, well, you may have missed something with nesting your seams, or you may have forgotten a piece in a row or something like that. It's not a problem. I'm more than happy to walk you through it and see where, see what's happened. Please send me a photo. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please send me a photo and I can take a look at it for you. Because, again, I am more than happy to help and do tutorials and everything else. And she goes, okay, I'll send a photo. Well, that was almost 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen a photo. So my guess is that we know with sewing and quilting, and we have all been there. We have all been there where we just can't understand a pattern. It doesn't matter how easy that pattern is. Sometimes in our daily lives, we just get so stressed and so upset about just the general world, especially now, that our brain doesn't work, and our brain just doesn't process how something it can go and what something is going to look like. And so because of that, I think she just wasn't getting the pattern. And you know how sometimes we want to just take it out. We want to blame something else and take it out. And I think that's all that was. So hopefully that person has realized that, okay, and they've realized what they've done and they fixed it, I really hope that they just don't give up. I really hope that they just don't, get frustrated and that's it. I was trying not to I was trying to be helpful. We never, ever want to blame people. We never want, especially if someone is frustrated and they're coming at you in frustration. If you come back at them with the same kind of energy, it's just going to make it worse. And as I've done that, I've been so frustrated where I've lashed out at someone, and it's not fair and it's not right. But we're all human, right? We just all need to take deep breaths sometimes and just try to be nice to each other. And that's what we got to do, right? I am doing wonderful today, Erica. Today is a much better day than yesterday. I am very excited because here in Ontario, we can now get our boosters as of Friday. So I'm going to walk around to every single pharmacy I possibly can on Sunday and see if I can't get a jab in my arm. So then I was really actually concerned going from MagFest in DC to California, back to DC, and home in the middle. I was really, really kind of concerned because I didn't want to take anything from DC to California. So because of that, I was really, really upset that they weren't allowing boosters here yet. But our premier had a news conference yesterday, and he's opened it up. Now, I can't make an appointment until Monday. So we will see. Because I'm supposed to leave on the 26th to go down to Maryland, because I've got a really, really important meeting that I have to attend in person on Tuesday, the 28th. So we will see. Yeah, it is. You've got your... Yeah, see, and I really, really, really hope that I am able to get it on Sunday, because Sunday, I can have Monday be a wash day. I'm supposed to stream on Twitch Monday night, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. I'll still stream on Friday, on Christmas Eve. Oh. So, I think I've mentioned to Miss Elfane, but I don't think I've told anyone else yet. Friday, Christmas Eve, I am planning on streaming making a gingerbread house. However, as we know, I can't eat this gingerbread house. So I was thinking about, what do I do with this do I make a traditional gingerbread house? Do I do something else with this? It's a Hershey's gingerbread house too, by the way. And my child doesn't eat chocolate. She's weird. She's really weird. So I was thinking, and we're going to try to raise some money for Starlight doing it, because Starlight sent me the gingerbread house. So I was thinking, maybe we kind of do a Toni eats weird things, weird food, combination, horrible thing kind of stream. We never, ever do that. I've been talking to a few of the cooking streamers that are Starlight ambassadors, and we are working on some cool things for you for Friday, for the building of this gingerbread house. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to it. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of how we can do it. Is it just going to be donations? Is it just going to be like, I get through, do I have to get through a certain part of this? I don't know. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'll figure it out. I'll brainstorm. I'll probably pick Miss Leshke's. I'll probably pick Miss Leshke's brain. Yeah, I have no clue what those are, Miss Elvane. Those are really weird. There we go. All right, we've got all of our pieces pinned. Yeah, we should have fun on Friday. So, if I cancel the Twitch stream on Monday, it's because I got a jab and I'm not feeling well. I'm very excited though. I'm very, very excited. Oh, let me check. Anything important going on? Okay. Sorry, I was like, so I'm one of the foster coordinators for the rescue, so they were sending some updates on a dog. Oh, I was just making sure. Just making sure. All right, let's do this. Fantastic. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to change the... There we go. Where is... There's my 1/4-inch foot with guide. The best foot in the entire world. The best foot that you'll ever need for quilting. It is amazing. I love this foot so much. Favorite foot in the world. Okay. Awesome. So now let's sew the rows. So whenever I sew the rows, I like to take them from here and then just bring them up here. So all I'm going to be doing is grabbing each of the rows and sewing them. I use a 1/4-inch foot with guide, and I also use a scant 1/4 inch whenever I do my sewing. Both of these have videos and guides and everything explained down below. I've got all the links on the video. But that's all I do is I make sure that I sew it all, and then I separate it using my, oh, there it is, using my chain piece. So I'll be taking the pieces, I'll be using this in order to separate my chained pieces, taking the pins out, and then just putting it behind me. So sewing is the first step, sewing all these, and then once we sew them all, then I will iron them all, and I'll show you what I do there. All right, speeding it up again. All right. There we are. Now, is there anything for anyone that's making any of the squares or patterns or anything? Is there any questions that anyone has for any of the stuff that I've got while I'm going through and we're doing the speed up video? I am really, really, really excited to do this convention in California. I have never done a convention, well, other than TwitchCon. So TwitchCon is in California. I'm a guest there. I've been a guest for the past 3 or 4 TwitchCons. So I don't have to worry about driving out because I don't have to bring a lot of stuff to sell because I'm a guest. So this is the first time that I will be driving out to a convention. So I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous at the same time. So I hope we do well. Especially because I'm taking everyone to Disney, and you know how expensive Disney is. I'm kind of like crossing my fingers and I make enough money to cover everything. But this is the first actual quilt show that's not related to Quilt Market or Quilt Festival that I've done. And everyone tells me that this convention is good. That everyone will love the fabrics I've got. Everyone will love the patterns. That they should do well. So I'm crossing my fingers. Crossing my fingers. All right. Nice, Shelly. Any questions or concerns or anything at all about the pom-pom friend? Is it coming? You know what? My favorite, and I say this every time, my favorite part of my patterns is whenever I'm putting the rows together. Because until you put the rows together, it just looks like a bunch of random squares. And you're like, what is this picture? Kind of like whenever you're looking at a picture and your eyes go unfocused and you're like, what am I seeing here? And then all of a sudden you've got a picture. But the rows come together and then it's like, oh, that's what that thing is. That's what that looks like. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah. I like it a lot. There we go. And there. Oh, because you're doing the pom-pom friend, you're behind on the pumpkin, but that's okay. Hey, you have plenty of time. I was talking at the beginning of the stream that unfortunately, I'm not going to be streaming the assembly of the next block, of block number 4, until February. So you've got plenty of time to get that pumpkin done. Nice. Yeah, and you want to pay attention and go slow-ish when you're laying those pieces out, because you don't want to flip those pieces. Flipping pieces is never good. I do it all the time. I flip my own pieces all the time. Yeah, no, you're right. And there's always a fun part of every single project, no matter what project you're doing. You are absolutely right. There's always a stage where you're like, oh, I like this part. And there's always a stage where you don't like it. Like, I hate binding. I think the thing that I hate the most is I hate making binding. Making binding is the absolute worst. I absolutely hate making binding. There we go. And a few more. This pass is probably the longest one because it's the first one of the whole night. There we are. And I've got that. I'm just making sure everything lays out correctly. Yeah, it's basically, here, I'll show you the organization. So basically, I've sewn it, okay? So perfecting the process to where it's fast. And you don't have to perfectly lay all the pieces out like I do with the blocks. So you pin it, and then you put it right into the machine. And then after you go into the machine, you've got these. I separate them from the back. So I start from the back, and I separate them. And then I take the pins out going forward. Now, if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and not sewing over your pins and taking your pins out as you're sewing, basically you're not me, then you want to separate them going from the forward, from the front. So basically you want to have your last piece. So you want this reverse of what it was before you put it in the machine. And then I'll show you the order I do the sewing. You've got 12 months. Exactly. You get 12 months to perfect it. It is, and it's all it is. It's just a tips and tricks of how I make it even faster. Because people, I remember for the longest time, so I started out, for those of you that are new to me, I started sewing about 13 or 14 years ago. I'm trying to do math. 13 or 14 years ago. And I learned how to sew just to pixel quilt. I learned because I loved pixels and I loved cross stitch and I loved creating things, but I wanted something bigger and better. So I learned the quilt just to make pixel quilts. And it took me about a year to a year and a half to perfect my methods for the patterning. And once I did, I could make a quilt start to finish, including quilting and binding, in about 6 to 7 hours. And of course I've gotten even faster since then. So I'm like, oh, well, hey, let me sell these things. So I started doing conventions. Well, the price point that I chose was, it was still a little bit under. I think at the time I was charging $100. I charge $150 now, which is the correct pricing. I charged $100 then, and people would get angry. Because they thought that I should have been charging like $400 or $500. And I'm like, because they thought that it took me weeks. And I'm like, no, it takes 6 hours. And the reason why the pricing was not accurate, I took my hourly rate into it, but I didn't take the materials into cost. Always when you're charging for your work, materials plus your hourly rate. And the hourly rate depends upon how experienced you are, how much you're putting into it, things like that. Oh, Miss Thing has... Are you caught? Are you caught? You are caught. Let me see. There you are. There you are. Oh, you're such a good girl. Here you go. Would you like to go under? You trying to go under the blanket? There you are. You can go under the blanket. You're a good girl. Yeah, that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to go under the blanket. She's adorable. I love her. No, Marley, honey, you're not gonna come, my love. There you go. Stay right there, baby. I'm not gonna pick you up and do these things. I know. I'm sorry. Stay right there. I love you. All right. Ironing. Next step. There we go. Oh yeah, no, I did them myself. So Shelly, if you, in fact, tomorrow on my Twitch channel from 1 to 4, I'm gonna be free motion quilting. I just meander. I just do a quick meander. If you swing by my Twitch channel tomorrow, you'll see how I quilt. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. So Erica, Miss Elvain, people that are in my Twitch channel, how long does it normally take me to free motion quilt a lap size quilt? All right, we've sewn them, now let's iron them. Now, when we're ironing these, I'm going to take this over to the ironing board, and I'm going to lay them out right to left, just like this. Now, normally I do it right here. However, I forgot my travel ironing board at my parents' house when I was visiting them, so we're just going to have to, imagine, and you'll see me come over here and use my ironing board over here, back and forth. But I'm going to be laying them out, and then I'm going to be ironing them straight up. Because remember what I said, whenever we pinned this, we pinned it in a certain way so that we could just iron it, and they're going the way that we want them to go. So after I iron them, I'm then going to pick them up from the left to the right, so the opposite way of that I've laid it down, and then I'll bring it back over here and lay it here. And then we're going to do that next pass. So when I do the second pass, what I'll be doing, so after I iron it, I'll come back here and I'm going to pin the row, and then I'm going to grab it, iron it, come back and pin, and so on. Remember, we want to make sure we include these. So I'm going to count my pieces. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, not this one. This one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, perfect. This one has 5. So this is row 9, 8, 7, 6. This is row number 6. 6 has 5 pieces, including that little lonely piece. So what I'll do after I iron these is this first piece, I'll make sure stays. In fact, this is going to be the first piece, just like that. You'll see me set it just like this, and then I'll pin the rest of the pieces and include that one in. So now I have 3 pieces after taking off that first piece. So that's what I'll be doing, going through and doing all of that sewing, and then I will so then after I do that pass, I'm going to sew it, I'm going to iron it, I'm going to keep on working on this until we get to our final pass. And then I'm going to stop the camera and I will show you what to do when you have 3 pieces left and what you're doing with that final pass. So yeah, 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes is what I do for my free motion quilting. It used to take me like 10 minutes, but it doesn't take me very long at all. And I don't do lots of intricate quilting. I don't do anything special. I literally just do a super fast, quick meander. Because from day one, I have always been about speed and efficiency. And that is one of the reasons that I can charge the prices I do for my finished quilts, because I'm fast with it. And I make sure people know if there's intricate stuff happening, that it's going to cost more money. period. It's one of those things that, you know, it costs money. There we go. Just like that. And then this one. 3, 4, 5. You know what I'll probably do in the video, whenever I edit this weekend, I'll probably cut out me over here ironing, since you can't really see me ironing. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's to the left. Left. There we go. 6. And you see what I've done here, Shelly? So that I don't even have to lay my pieces out anymore. I can literally just take them and pin them. Because I know they're in the correct order. You just have to double check which way your seams are pointing. So in the case of row number 8, my seams are pointing to the left. So I have to make sure that it's pointing to the left. So yeah, so if anyone wants to see, if you're watching me live on YouTube, if you want to see me be super fast with my free motion quilting, if you want to see it firsthand, tomorrow from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Do we have a Twitch command, Miss Elvin? From 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be free motion quilting. And it's also the last regular day that I'm raising money for St. Jude. We have almost hit $5,000 for the month of December. And then, like I said, next Friday, I'll be raising money for Starlight with the house, with the gingerbread house. Okay, to the right. And that has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to take this first piece and set that aside. Is there a command, Miss Elvain? Exclamation Twitch? Maybe, maybe not. She may have gone to grab food. Because YouTubes are so much easier to mod than Twitch. You don't have to worry about like trolls coming in and saying horrible things, and yeah. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people do, Shelly, is they pop in during the end of their workday. No, I guess not. It is twitch.tv/Quiltoni. I thought I had one. I guess not. But yeah, so if you join me tomorrow, it'll be twitch.tv/Quiltoni. One, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to be 5. So this is row 6. So I'm taking that one out that I said I was going to take out. I'm going to turn the rest of these and pin these. Miss Sylvan, can you put the... Oh, never mind. You got it. Thanks! I was just about to ask her to put the Twitch link in. So there's about... Today there... Oh, I've got to fix that. There's about a 9-second delay today. Before I see the, yes. About a 9-second delay from what I say whenever I record it and I say it to where you see it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm taking off the first one and then pinning the rest. Hey Nick, how are you today? Hey Nick. Looney, who won the sewing race on Saturday, messaged me today and let me know the prize that he is claiming as his win. You want to take a wild guess what he picked? One, two, three, four. And this one has 4 and is row number 4, so it's to the left. Guess! Go ahead and guess. What did he pick? Go ahead and guess the thing that he chose as the number 1 thing that he wants. So for those of you that don't know Nick makes authentic leather handbags. They are pretty darn amazing. He has a cat one that's available for sale that is just adorable. Have you finished the corset one yet? He made a corset bag that's just awesome, and I love it so much. No, he didn't pick one of the big quilts. He picked your St. Jude handbag. So that's going to be going to Looney. And then tomorrow at 3:30, we will announce the winner of Best in Show. And that person, oh, you haven't finished the corset? Okay. That person that wins Best in Show will be, to the right, will be picking second. And then and then Erica, actually, who's in chat right here, won bingo on Monday. So Erica gets 3rd pick. So I'm sorry, Erica, the bag is gone. You can't get the St. Jude leather bag. It's pretty darn amazing. So Erica, have you thought about what you want for your prizes? Since obviously you're not going to take your own. Erica has donated a whole bunch of really cool quilts. Including a Loki one. So one of my Loki patterns, the God of Mischief, she made it into a quilt, added flannel backing, and we are giving it away for St. Jude. It's pretty cool. All right, this is 2. So this is to the left. Oh, I forgot to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to go there. You know what? Azure's bow ties are the best. Didn't you get one last year? So this year she made the Nyan Cat bow tie and the TARDIS bow tie. Wait, the whole I didn't realize that you did the actual pieces on the front in flannel. Oh, that's going to be a soft quilt. Is there any batting in there, or is it just the flannel? Okay, this is to the right, and this is 4. Oh, you've got 2 of the bow ties? Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. Really, really excited for Saturday. And I think we may be getting some last-minute additions tomorrow. I'm going to remind everyone during the Twitch stream tomorrow that tomorrow is the last day to have those submissions. It's a cozy. Oh, there is batting? Nice. 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 Some pupper? No. Yeah, bow ties are cool. Bow ties are really cool. Especially whenever they are on their cross-stitched bow ties. And the bow ties themselves are freaking amazing. Anyone that has access to the Pixel spreadsheet right now, if you want to put a link into one of the pictures, the bow ties that I've got in there, so that they can see them, that would be awesome. Oops. Because they are really, really, really cool. So she uses, she actually dyes the fabrics, and then she uses waste canvas in order to cross-stitch directly onto the fabric and then turn them into the bow ties. It's pretty darn cool. She's super talented, too. I'm sorry. She prints them. Thanks, Miss Alvane. So there's an example of the bow ties. Okay, I thought I lost a piece. Making sure. 1, 2. Oh, no. Okay, it's back there. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, no, it's... We have some freaking amazingly talented people in our community that I am blown away by. I am absolutely blown away. Oh, I'm finally caught up on Hawkeye. I started watching it yesterday, and I watched it yesterday and today. There we go. Is there anything else going on? Is that tomorrow? Oh, man. Unless my husband and I binge it, I may have to wait until I get back in February to watch it. Man. I didn't realize it was tomorrow. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have to tell him. See if he wants to binge it over the next few days. Hey, Aaron! Alright, now where... Oh, that's what I dropped. I dropped my piece of fabric. Oh, there it is. I dropped it on the ground. I'm like, I thought I saw something fall. I did. It was the fabric. It was the piece of fabric. There's that. Alright. Now, let me take a look at these passes. Alright, so I've got 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, this one right here's got 4. So, because that's got 3 and 3. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. I was checking on my stuff. Okay, so let's move this up. And... yeah, so let's iron this. There we go. That's row number 9. Let me iron row number 8, and then I will stop the sped up camera and do some more teaching. Okay, there we go, and then to the left. Okay. At this point, all of the rows except for row number 7 only have 2 or 3 pieces left. So what I'm going to do is show you how we're going to pin those. Now, obviously, if you have 2 pieces left, well then all you need to do is pin those 2 pieces together. The next one though, row number 8, has got 3 pieces. Now, I always do 3 pieces a little differently. So, oops, this is to the left. Oh, yep, that's right. It goes that way, and then that way. Yep, so there's my row number 8. So I like to take them and flip them over the center piece. So you see how I took that. Now this is a little bit longer than that center piece, so I folded it back a little bit. And what this does is it makes it just a little bit more efficient. And then when I go to sew them, I will sew both sides of this one. So what I'll do is I will sew the one side, I'll grab another row and put it in, and then I'll trim this, flip it around, and then sew the other side, which you'll see whenever we do all the speed up sewing, you'll see me flipping them around and doing all that stuff. Now this one I've got to sew again. So after I finish ironing and pinning this one, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just put it right back into my sewing machine, sew it, iron it, and then pin it again so that it's all straight and ready to go. Every single other row, though, has only 2 or 3 pieces, so the rest of the rows are fine. So I'm going to go ahead and finish all these. I'll come back when the rows are finished, and I'll show you how we're going to assemble those rows together. Okay, I'll see you later, Nick. Nice. Yeah, lots of stuff to binge. Lots and lots of stuff to binge. I am looking forward to it. Oh, Shelly, the biggest thing that I forgot to mention, whenever you go to iron these, if you do it my method of just continuing to lay them out, what you'll want to do, I'm just making sure this is correct, yes. What you want to do is make sure when you put them on the ironing board, for this step is making sure that you are ironing the correct direction. The seam you want actually to point down. So just keep an eye out. It's a little bit tricky if you're not laying all the pieces out and then, following the arrows to pin it for your second and third pass. Okay, so let's go sew these. Go. Perfect. And then there. And then here. And then back to there. Go. All right, so that now it's only a twofer. All right, so this is row number 7, so it's to the right. That is correct. That's correct. Good. And what I'm doing is I'm double checking to make sure that my pieces are all sewn correctly before I actually pin this last piece. Oops, I'm a little off. Let me move that down a bit. There we go. Are. Okay, and this is row number 6. So it is to the left. That looks good. Perfect. So anything else going on today that you guys want to chat about? Here we are. And then here. Yep. I'm just making sure that everything is lined up correctly. So this is the biggest thing. So whenever you're laying your pieces out, the biggest issue that you will run into is the flipping of the pieces. Either not counting a piece, missing a piece, or flipping a piece. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is to the right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and it's got a 3. Just like those others. And then flipping this side and turning it. And making sure that I'm nesting those seams in there. 3. Okay. Move this down. And then I think after we finish this block, I'll film the intro and outro for the pumpkin. Let's see. And then this is row number 4, so it's to the left. Yep, that looks right. And then we'll call it a stream. Now, again, if you weren't here at the very beginning, next Thursday, I am going to be streaming here on YouTube. I am going to be filming some tutorials that can go live while I'm on the road. The first tutorial that I'm going to film, row 3 is to the right. The first tutorial I'm going to film is all about organizing your fabrics. So I'm going to be talking about fabric boards. I'm going to be talking about the IKEA calyx. I'm going to be talking about bookshelves, all sorts of things. So if you want input into that or any direct questions while I'm filming it, I'll be doing that live next Thursday. Now, that's not going to take a whole 2 hours at all. That won't be 2 hours. So if you have any other ideas for quick tutorials that I have not yet done, you can say them at that point. Now, if I don't get any other ideas, I'll probably film the tutorial for the easy, quick dog toy that you can make out of t-shirts or you can make out of fleece or flannel. That it's really a no-sew. Like you really can just kind of like chop up your favorite t-shirts or flannels or fleece. There we are, and then last but not least. Okay, and then row number 1. There we go. All right, let's sew them. You know what? I think I'm gonna switch these. Because I really like, so I don't remember what they're called. Grabbits? Yeah, grabbits. I like the grabbits much better. These are like the generic ones. They're not very good. I don't really like them. The grabbits are much, much better because the surface of how they are. So these are the ones that I prefer. There we go. So I'm going to put those there. I can't find one of my grabbits, so it's why I grabbed one of those. Because I have like 4 of them. But I think I left it at my parents' house. I think when I was down there, I forgot it. Oh, let me group these. There, and then there. Great. Okay. are almost done. I can tell that we're almost done because people aren't chatting as much, meaning that they're sewing. They are sewing and concentrating. Getting them done. 2, 3. And remember, kids, do as I say, not as I do. Please don't sew over your pins. There we are. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's grab these. Perfect. You know, I was thinking if the road to California does well, oops, there we go. I may apply to teach classes there next year. I haven't really applied to teach classes too much at shows, at quilt shows, just because I do so much online streaming. Like, why am I going to, oh, I forgot to do that. Yep, okay. I was talking and I messed up. Oh, man. But I do a Bargello class. I could always do. I also have a how to design your own pixelated patterns. I do. That I teach for quilt guilds. Oh, that reminds me. I need crud. I just remembered I need to print out. I need to redo and print. It's been like 2 years since I did a quilt show. So I need to print out my flyers of the, hey, or do you belong to a quilt guild? Do you want me to speak at your quilt guild? These are my prices. These are the classes I teach. These are the lectures I do. I gotta do all that. Oops. I almost forgot all about that. Man. Well, I may package up and take my printer with me. I haven't decided yet. Okay. I've got that. Great. And now, let's go back to the mat can. Okay. There we are. We'll do that one just like that. And then that. This is my favorite part. This is my absolute favorite part of the patterns. Oh, that one goes there. So then this one goes there. Here. Alright, and then that. And then that goes to the left. So this goes to the right. It's getting there. We are getting there. We are almost done. Okay, and then there. And then to And then last but not least, the part at the top. Well, yeah, Terry, that's what we were talking about at the very beginning, about how fast I am. Why, did you step away to go show someone a sewing machine? I mean, we talked about that, right? About I'm fast. Oh, you want to see fast? Yeah, come into my Twitch stream tomorrow. There we are. We got our rows done. All right, so let's assemble these rows. Let me show you how we're going to do this. What we're going to do is I'm going to take that bottom piece. I'm going to flip it up over that top row, or bottom row, flip it over the top row, and I'm going to pin these into place. Now, there's a strategy to pinning these into place to making sure that they're going to line up perfectly. How you do it is you find where that first seam is nesting. And in this case, it's right there. So you see how before then, none of those seams are lining up. That's the first seam that's lining up. So I'm going to make sure that those pieces are nested perfectly. Okay, they're nested nicely. And then I'm going to put a pin in that piece right there. And then I'm going to work my way backwards. And I'm going to put pins in every single seam, whether there's a seam on the top or a seam on the bottom. Now, it does not matter. You don't have to line up your edges. Don't worry about that. You're going to square this block up before you actually put all the blocks together. So if it doesn't perfectly line up here on the edge, it's not the end of the world. Then you're going to do the same exact thing. So you're going to move along until you find the next seam. And you're going to make sure that those pieces, don't worry about this matching up. Worry about those seams matching up. So the seams have got to get matched up just like that. Now you notice on this one, oh, here's a good one. You see how that top fabric is a little bit looser than that bottom fabric? That just means that I made tighter seams along my bottom than I did my top. So what you want to do in that case is you want to keep these two pins there and kind of stretch. See how I've moved this fabric? I'm doing what's called easing the seams. So let's go ahead and put a pin right there in the center. And you see how it's now split that extra fabric to the left and to the right, so that whenever I sew it, it's going to be evenly distributed and you're not going to have any puckering. Because that's the thing that we want to avoid. Because like I said, the number one important thing is that we are lining those seams up right there. All right, so let's go ahead and put pins in all of those seams. Oops, there's one right here. And there's one right there. Beautiful. All right, let's find our next one. Our next one is right here. Now, in this case, for this opening here, it looks like it's pretty straight. So I don't need to worry about easing my seams. So I can just leave those alone. I don't have to put an extra pin in there. And then now there's no more seams lining up. So I'm just putting pins in at the seams. And that is how you pin your rows to make sure that you have perfect points every single time. So now I'm going to go through and pin the rest of these rows. I'm going to sew them, iron them. I'm just going to keep on going until the block is done. And then we'll have our block reveal. Yeah, I know. I know. And that's why you work ahead. I know. It's okay. It's totally okay. Especially since now you know what to do. After the first block, and you've basically, all of the instructions are basically the same thing. The only thing that's different that people may need help with is pulling from previous blocks and cutting the correct amounts. That's the part that people seem to get, stuck on sometimes. Even I've made a mistake on that one, and I write the directions. Just because it is a little bit confusing sometimes. There we are. Didn't Nicole design a cute little pumpkin? Oh. Do you guys want a preview idea? I'm not going to show you anything, but would you like would you like to be the first to know what Nicole is possibly planning for the next quilt along? Now, we're thinking the next quilt along will start in spring of 2023. So we'll give it a few months off, and then we'll do the next quilt along. Do you guys want to? Do you want to know what she's working on for the designs? I am actually very, very excited for this. I think it's super cool. She had a great idea. I'm like, there's a delay. I've got to keep looking at chat. Oh, I guess no one wants to know. Okay. There. All right, then I've got one more, and then I'll sew. All right, Terry wants to know. Everyone else is too busy sewing and working on stuff. I know how it is. I know how it is. It is going to be fantasy. We were originally just going to do princesses, but then we didn't want it to be, but then I was like, but what can we do a dragon, and can we do this, and can we do that? And so, yeah, I think we're going to do fantasy. So we may include a smaller version of the mermaid into a block form. We may do, kind of like we may do a castle. We'll do like a princess. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really, really cool. I'm so excited for it. Yes, Shelly. So this is the one that is probably going to be the next one we do. So it is, so Nicole has been working on the next quilt along. So it'll be another block of the month. We're probably thinking right, Terry? Right? It's going to be so cool. We're thinking of spring of 2023. So this one is going to finish October of 2022. So October of 2022, we will have, we'll be assembling this one and putting the sashing on, assembling borders and sashing. So then, spring of 2023, we're thinking of doing a fantasy one. Now, once all of the block of the months are done, I do put them into book form. And you can buy the PDF from me on my website. So if you like the previous block of the month, which was the retro gaming quilt along that we did a year ago, that is available as a PDF download for the entire thing on my website, or you can get the book through Amazon. If you want the physical copy of it, you can get it through Amazon. It is $10 for the PDF or $19 for the book. And then I'll have... Oh, I definitely will, Shelly. I definitely will. Yeah, so this one, and by the way, for the stores, I do sell my books wholesale. So the previous block of the month, you can always get the books and then turn it into a block of the month for your store. I'm totally okay with that because that's what it was designed for. So you've got that. You just say, okay, this month we're doing this month we're doing this, and so on and so on. And then you just go through and do that, right? Then I'm so excited for the fantasy though. Like I have so many ideas for different ones that we can do. But eventually it'll then be turned into a book. So this one will probably... I may be able to get this one done and in book format for Quilt Market next year. So if you're planning on, if you are a store or a professional and you're planning on going to Quilt Market, I'll probably have them done. There we go. I've got that. And then that. Oh, and Shelly, I don't know if you were here at the very beginning. I am moving the January one. I've put it on my website. I'm moving the January live stream to February because I'm going to Road to California. So I'll be a vendor at Road to California. So I want to make sure that we dedicate as the time to the blocks as much as we can, and I'd rather do them here in my studio. So for the January one, we're going to be doing it the first Thursday of February, and it's a 4-hour. I'm going to do the whole thing all in one. And then the second one, whoops, mat. I forgot to switch my mat. There we go. The second one will then be the second Thursday. Hey, Ariel. The second one will be the second Thursday of February. And that one will, again, also be a 4-hour. There we are. And then I'll get those done. Yes. Now, they're still going to be released the first of the month. So I'm still going to release the actual blocks on the 1st. So if anyone's looking for the blocks, they know that they can still pick the actual blocks up on the 1st. But if they want the instruction, the free classes, they've been pushed. And I have, like I said, I've updated the website. That's the nice thing about doing everything virtually, is that it's easy to do that. It's easy to just change it if you need to. Okay, there we go. Let's do that one. And that one. Is anyone here going to Road to California? And this one. Oh, and then this one. There we are. Now all of my things are done. I cannot wait. I'm so looking forward to an actual quilt show. It has been way too long. The last actual quilt show that I was at was Quilt Market, Quilt Festival in Houston in 2020. No, 2019. Wait, this is 2021, right? Yeah, 2019. Man, time. Time is just all weird, isn't it? Okay, and then this one. There we go. Look at that. We are almost done with our pumpkin. There we go. Okay, let me sew these. I know it did. Yeah. It really, really did fly by. And of course, there's no concept of time anymore because it's like, you think a week could be a month or a week could be a day. Like, things could go fast or things could go slow. There's just no concept of time anymore. Really weird. know, I was just thinking, oh, when you're heading to California for your oomph. Aaron, I love you. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta take a break. And it's totally okay. Seriously, Aaron. Sometimes you just gotta take a break from crafting and sewing. There's some days I don't feel like sewing. Surprise, right? Yeah, no, there are some days that I don't even feel like sewing. And it's okay. Alright, now I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to say. Man, a squirrel. I know, Marley. Phew. Ugh. Alright. Here's one here. And there. Go there. Oh, I'm in the game? Okay, thank you. I must have just gotten in. Nice. Okay, I moved it. No, it's like every 15 minutes. No, I queued it up right before I went live. Just in case. There was like a queue of 2,000 or something. Thanks for letting me know I was in. That way I can play if I want after I'm done with YouTube. I don't know if I'll play or not, but I at least wanted to try to get in if in case I did. Yes. Oh, I know you like to watch the chaos, Aaron. And that's perfectly okay. There we are. And then here. Beautiful. Okay. And then going out. Alright, this is it, everyone. Alright, so after I finish this, you know the drill. I will do the reveal, and then I will film the opening and the closing. Great. Of the back of the fabric? Really? I mean, the Toscanas are pretty cool. I mean, you can look at the dyeing process and see how they dye it so that it's like kind of like moving. Oh. Really? Yeah, no, Miss Elvin, the pop-up, the message is just like the normal stuff, right? Yeah, reverse fabric. I mean, if you love these colors, there's no reason why you can't use the opposite side. Seriously. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to play tonight, Unreal, because I've got rescue work I've got to do. iron this, do our reveal, and then I'll switch the cameras around. And we will do our opening and our closing. Oh, okay. Okay. There we are. Netcam. All right, let's do this. It's funny. So editing these is really, really actually easy. It probably only takes me about 2 hours to edit these videos together for Tuesday. The original Retro Gaming Quilt Along that I'm also editing. Oh, by the way, oh, you finished yours and have dinner? Nice, Ranting Hamster. Nice. Shelly, if you have anyone, because I think you picked up a few of the Retro Gaming Quilt Along books. If you have anyone that's doing those, if you want to let them know that I'm editing those videos, and then putting those out the week after that these videos are going. So that if they want to take a look at those, yeah, those videos are taking me about 8 hours to edit. They're so bad. It's so bad. I used to be so bad with stuff. And there's our pumpkin block. I just want to boop him. Boop! Boop! It's gonna boop. Look at our pumpkin! He's so cute. He's so cute. Okay. Alright. Let me set the cameras up. Alright. We've got opening. Great. And then that way, I can do this. I'm take my clip down. Over there. I was really near the mic. I'm sorry. I was noisy. Oh, you are? Nice. See, I didn't know if it was for you or for someone else or what. Yeah, let people know. So, if they want to watch the tutorials that I filmed 2 years ago, you totally can do that. I am now editing those. I guess it wasn't a year ago. It was 2 years ago we did that one. Man. I am just all over with time. Okay. All right. Let's zoom in and up. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, I think it is good. What do we think? Zoom in a little bit more and bring it down. Yeah, I really like the pumpkin. I really like the pumpkin. Pumpkin is cool. Yeah, let's bring it down a touch and zoom it in. So I'm bringing it down a touch. There we go. I think that should be good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's move this over and let's do the intro and outro. Let's get all the errant threads off. You know you're a quilter when you automatically pick threads. Here we are. All right, let's do this. Oh, wait. Not yet. I have to do my intro. Intro time. Let's see if I can one-shot these like I did last week. Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're doing block number 4 of the Pixelated Halloween Quilt Along, also known as the Spoopy Quilt Along. We are doing the pumpkin. I'm going to show you step by step, including how to pull fabric from previous blocks, how to assemble it, tips and tricks that I do to make it faster, and yeah, let's go make a pumpkin block. Okay, and then there he is! There's our pumpkin block! Okay, ready? Boop! Alright, so there's our pumpkin block. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned how to make a pixelated Halloween pumpkin block. Don't forget to like my video, follow my YouTube, as well as Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group, Twitch, where I stream live, and I also stream live here on YouTube. My schedule goes up on Mondays, so make sure you take a look at my social media on Mondays to see whenever you can join me live. Alright, this is block 4. Uh-oh. Is it not block 4? Uh-oh. It's block 3, isn't it? Okay. You messed up, Toni. Okay. It's block number 3. Thank you. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're doing block number 3, the pumpkin for the Pixelated Halloween Quilt Along, also known as the Spoopy Quilt Along. I'm going to show you how to pull fabric from previous blocks, as well as assemble everything together, give you tips and tricks of things that I do, and just overall make the block with you. So let's get started and make a pumpkin block. Okay, there we go. I love you too. Thank you. Okay, if you look in some of my my older videos, some of my original videos that I did, you'll see like big words across things, or like arrows, or go, no, Toni, that's not the right word, because words are hard. If you've known me for a bit, you know I mess words up. My brain goes super fast all the time, and I mess words up. They just kind of get all like jumbled all up in there. And then the wrong word comes out. Yeah, no. So it is, so when I would do a lot of my early filming, I would just ramble. And then I'd go to edit it and go, oh, Toni, that's not right. No, what are you doing? And I didn't want to, and I already filmed it all. I didn't want to refilm it. So what I do now, if I'm not doing it live, if I'm doing videos and things, you know, off live, you know, on other days, what I'll do is I'll do my intro, and then I'll edit it. I'll do step 1, edit it. Like, I'll edit as I go to make sure I'm saying the right words. So yeah. It is, oh yeah, look at my pin cushion. Did my pin cushion heart come out really well? I really like it. Don't forget, I do have 2 hearts available. Available for purchase if you donate $300 to my St. Jude stream. It's my St. Jude campaign. So if you donate $300 to St. Jude, you can actually design a heart tattoo, and then I will put it on me somewhere. If I don't get anyone donating these 2, then I'll start doing fillers. I'll do 2 background hearts. So, because we've got to start filling them in. So, because we have, of course, all of these nice details and everything else. So, that's it. That's stream today. We got our pumpkin. Look at that next to the. There's our pumpkin. I'm so happy. He turns out. I know I'm a Time Lord. Shh. So, that's it today. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me live. Now, don't forget, next Thursday, I'm going to be filming some tutorials. I'm going to be filming how to store your fabric, ideas and ways you can store fabric for tips and tricks. If you have ideas that you want me to share, if you want me to promote either you, a website, or store, anything else, throw in your tips and tricks into the thread I've got in my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group, and I will add you to my credits. I'll stick you down below and say this person suggested this and this and this and this. If you want to be here for it, come hang out next Thursday. And then, what was I saying? Oh yeah, and then I also am going to do another, I don't know what other tutorial I'm going to do. So if you have any ideas of what you want me to do for a tutorial, let me know. And I may do them next Thursday as well. So, bye guys! I'll see you here on YouTube next Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow live on Twitch, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, twitch.tv/Quiltoni. I'm going to be free motion quilting. And you guys are going to guess how long it takes me to do that. It's a fun game. Bye, guys!